Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it again, back from my long slumber. But to give you guys a heads up on 2 free PC games you can go right now, I also want to give you guys a heads up on the great Humble Spring Sale that is running right now. Humble was giving out a free game as well, but I didn't even get around to mentioning it. Nonetheless, been slacking a little bit. Let's try to change that in the coming days, but I feel like I've been letting you guys down a little bit. But nonetheless, let's get right into it and let's talk the free games first. And then I also want to go over some of the better deals available through the Humble Spring Sale. Got like 8 or so deals to go over. Links to everything, as always, will be in the description box down below. Over on GOG, if you subscribe to the GOG.com newsletter, you can get a free Gwent card keg and a copy of The Witcher Enhanced Edition. Now, The Witcher Enhanced Edition is the first game in the Witcher franchise, and you guys probably know me as the biggest Witcher nut hugger in all of the internet. It's a little bit older of a game, and to be perfectly honest, it doesn't hold up all too well. Especially if you're playing the game now in 2019, I tried to go back and play through the game pretty recently, and yeah, it's a little bit dated from a presentation standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. The narrative is still incredibly strong. I mean, it's still the Witcher story. You're gonna have a good time with it. However, if you're just looking to get into Witcher, I would highly recommend you to actually play Witcher 2 first, then jump into Witcher 3. Hell, you could jump right into Witcher 3 from the get-go. I know some of you guys might think that to be a little bit jarring, but given the climate of video games these days, and given how high-end games are, to start off with The Witcher, yes, you're gonna get incremental improvements when you play Witcher 2 and Witcher 3, but I honestly think for a lot of you guys, you're just gonna play The Witcher 1 and then be like, alright, The Witcher's not that great, and then completely abandon the franchise. Don't do that, but do get a free copy from GOG. And if you do want to delve into it, give it a chance. However, just be mindful of the fact that this game is, 12 years old at this point? And it's not going to be on par and at the level of a Witcher 2 or Witcher 3. Even in the case of Witcher 2, that holds up relatively well, and that game's 7 years old. But The Witcher 1, in my opinion, is just incredibly dated, but a free copy is a free copy. This game does go on sale at times for $1.50. And it's been free in the past before, so I imagine the majority of you guys already have it, but if not, check out that free copy. Also, this is going a little bit under the radar, but over on Steam, you can get Divide by Sheep. This was released all the way back in 2015, and it was actually received very, very well. An 83 on Metacritic and a very positive reception on Steam. That's 92% positive based on 935 user reviews. Divide by Sheep is touted as a mind-bending math puzzler about friendship and slicing sheep in half with lasers. The Grim Reaper flooded the world. It's up to you to save critters stranded on an island. Insane math skills required. Destructoid gave the game an 8 out of 10, and again, 83 on Metacritic is pretty good. The game has 120 mind-bending puzzles spread across 4 worlds. You save the little animals by solving clever math puzzles. Divide by Sheep is a game of addition and subtraction by any means possible, where puzzles start off fairly easy and playful, yet quickly escalate in both difficulty and dark humor. So a pretty interesting game, a game that's very easy to run. Typically goes for $5, but again, on Steam, you can get it free to own forever right now. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. So those are the 2 free games, Witcher 1 as well as Divide by Sheep. Recently, Humble did have Age of Wonders for free. I didn't do a video on that, but hopefully you guys were able to snag that up. My apologies on that. But nonetheless, speaking of Humble, they are also running a spring sale right now, and there are a ton of good deals available as a part of that sale. Want to go through some of those deals? Kicking things off, Watch Dogs 2 is 85% off for $8.99. This is a great deal on Watch Dogs 2, and rumors are pointing towards an imminent announcement of Watch Dogs 3, probably at E3. I know a lot of you guys played Watch Dogs 1, and if you heard me talk about Watch Dogs 1, you might know how bad of a PC port that game was. However, Watch Dogs 2 is a substantially better game. What I often say is Watch Dogs 2 is very reminiscent of what Assassin's Creed 2 did for Assassin's Creed. Yes, the premise was very interesting, but it faltered in a lot of areas. Assassin's Creed 2 really refined the experience, made it a lot more engaging, maybe even moved away in some aspects that made you really feel like an assassin. Assassin's Creed 1 really did that well, but nonetheless, you guys get the idea. Assassin's Creed 2 made the game cater towards a lot more people. I feel like that's what Watch Dogs 2 did. It added a lot more variety, it made the gameplay better, the story's still pretty good. But unfortunately, not a lot of people checked it out. You guys should really remedy that, and now that you can get it for $9, definitely give it a look, and that'll probably get you pretty excited as we head into the release of Watch Dogs 3 probably later this year. Next up, another game on sale that I'm a big fan of is Vampyr. Vampyr is 60% off, down to $19.99. This is a game that released last year, and I was thinking that it was going to be an absolute flop, but Focus Home Interactive and Don't Nod Entertainment, the developer, Don't Nod, also did Life is Strange, so you know you're going to get a game that's really emphasized on its narrative, but they did a great job with this game. The gameplay falters a little bit, but they did recently add 2 new difficulty options. One of those difficulty options makes the game easier, one of them makes it harder. You should play the one that makes it easier if you're not a big fan of the gameplay, but overall, I really enjoyed the game. I thought the voice acting was tremendous, the story was really good, even though the ending was a little But overall, a really good game, and a game I think a lot more people to check out. $20 for it is great. I know vampire-themed games are getting a little bit more attention right now with the announcement of Bloodlines 2, so that's something to look forward to next year. But if you want a quality vampire game to play right now, Vampire for $20 is a good buy. Next up, Ninja Theory's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is 50% off for $14.99. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is one of those games that is really held up in price, but it's well worth this price point. Yes, $15 on the PC side of things is relatively expensive, especially when you accept the fact that Hellblade is probably a game that you can beat in 5 to 6 hours. However, it's an incredibly atmospheric experience, it's incredible visually, and it tells its narrative in a very compelling way, and you're gonna be absolutely absorbed into the game. It's very different than Ninja Theory's other outings. Look at their other games like DMC, Devil May Cry, Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Those games were great in their own right. However, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice just shows that Ninja Theory can do some very interesting games. And now, of course, they have been acquired by Microsoft, thankfully, over on PC. We should still be able to play all their games thanks to the Windows Store. But would it be great to have those games on our platform of choice? Yeah, but nonetheless, hopefully Microsoft can help Ninja Theory really harness their vision and make some big budget games, because Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice showed us that they're an incredibly talented studio, and to pick it up for $15, I would definitely give that a recommendation. Next up, Tomb Raider is one of the core franchises on PC, at least I feel that way, and Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year Celebration Edition, 80% off for $12, I think is a great buy. Now, you guys might be wondering, why am I not recommending Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the most recent entry? Well, that one is still 50% off. It's $30. There's a bunch of DLC. Just wait for it to get a little bit cheaper. Rise of the Tomb Raider, in my opinion, is also the better game, and this 20-year Celebration Edition includes the DLC, it includes the base game, a lot of content for your money, at least a decent amount of content. I mean, it's a Tomb Raider game, so you have to kind of keep your expectations in line in terms of longevity, but it's filled with a lot of quality. Visually, it's stunning on PC, especially if you have a decent rig that can run this game, even at 4K. Looks really good, and if you're looking to get into Tomb Raider, this is a pretty good starting point. I thought this game was a substantial improvement over the first title. And then I actually thought Shadow of the Tomb Raider faltered a little bit from this game, so I would recommend this one for $12. Great price and a lot of content for your money. Next up, Sleeping Dogs the Definitive Edition has an insane deal. 85% off for $2.99. I might be incorrect, but I feel like this is typically like $4.49. I might be wrong about that. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is something I always recommend when it's on sale, and if you're a monthly subscriber, you'll get it a little bit cheaper. It's an awesome game, and it brings me sadness to know that we're probably never going to see a follow-up to this game. It's such an awesome game. Some people will say it's Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong, but it's so much more than that. I can see the resemblance to Grand Theft Auto being that, you know, there is an open world, you do have that crime element. However, there's more of an emphasis on the hand-to-hand combat, the great storytelling. Those elements are done so well. Visually, back in 2012, I believe, when Sleeping Dogs was released, this was a game that really accentuated a lot of high-end PCs, and people would go to it to see how powerful a GPU is, and even now in 2019, it holds up relatively well and obviously easier to run, comparatively speaking. $3 for it is a great deal, and I'm going to be singing the praises for Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition until I die, so just accept that. Next up, we've got Just Cause 3, also 85% off for $3. Okay, this is another case where you can make the argument, why am I not recommending Just Cause 4? Well, Just Cause 4 is not a very good game, and it's still $30, so stay away from it. Just Cause 3 is the better game without a doubt. It's been a long time where I've seen a numbered game entry take as big of a step backwards as Just Cause 3 did from Just Cause 4. That might be a very harsh statement, but I really feel like that's the case. Just Cause 3, however, still offers you a very fun open world to get into. Obviously, this game was a train wreck of a PC port when it originally released, but it's much better now. Is it perfect? No, but you're also not paying a full $60, so $3 for it. If you want a no-nonsense open world, you're gonna absolutely find that in Just Cause 3, a game that doesn't take itself all too seriously, but definitely offers a lot of fun. Next up, we've got XCOM Enemy Unknown, the complete pack. That is 80% off for $9.99. Again, another instance where you can make the argument, why am I not recommending XCOM 2? Well, the complete edition of XCOM 2 is $40. Is it worth it? Absolutely, but I understand that's a hefty investment for a lot of you guys. Enemy Unknown for $9.99 is quite good. This includes Enemy Unknown as well as Enemy Within, so you got a sizable amount of content. Probably enjoy this so much that'll make you check out XCOM 2 as well. They're both really good games, and I find it pretty easy to go back and play Enemy Unknown as well, and $10 for it. With the DLC, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to Mafia 2, which is 75% off for $7.48. Mafia 2 is awesome. Mafia 3 obviously is out and it's on sale as well for $9.99. Mafia 2, in my opinion, is the better game. You might look at Mafia 3 and on the surface it looks like the better game, being an open world title. Mafia 2 does have an open level design, however, it is by no means a full-blown open world title. But in the case of Mafia 2 versus Mafia 3, the open world is actually more of a hindrance to Mafia 3. Mafia 2's more contained story really does that game wonders, and the story, voice acting, character development, those elements are exceptional in Mafia 2, and if you've yet to check it out, $7.50 for it is a great deal. And that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Again, get 2 free games right now with The Witcher Enhanced Edition from GOG, and then also get Divide by Sheep. Divide by Sheep is available until tomorrow, and GOG hasn't specified how long this is gonna be available for, so just get it as soon as possible. And again, links to all of those humble deals in the description box down below. That's gonna conclude this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, leave it in the comment section down below. We'll try to get back on track with doing videos pretty regularly, at least one a day. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.